So let's see who we got today. You know what? Cherie, how you doing?
I'm good.
How's your weight loss journey going?
I'm good. Okay, I'm not at work today.
I can see.
So the last time we talked, you said get down to 150,
Hmm.
and then we'll have a talk. And I'm at 151 today.
I seen that.
Well, I'll be at 150 tomorrow for sure.
I'm confident in that.
So I'm excited for the last technically 10 pounds,
Okay.
but we both know that it's 20
We
more.
both know it's 20 now. Okay. So, what have you been doing? Well, here's the thing about you. You're a creature of habit, you know? So, did you do anything different in order for you to try to expedite your results? Or are you just like, you know what? Let me just stick to what I know that works?
No, so what I was doing was I was trying different things because I would get bored with
Yeah.
the same thing every day. So I was like, we're getting down to the wire. Let me just do the same thing every day. So every day I have a double cheeseburger, no bun, with bacon, with mustard, and then like maybe an hour or two later I have like a little thing of berries. And then I just have water. And
Okay.
that's it.
And just to verify, there's never a point of time where later during the day you're really starting to get hungry, etc. Or no?
No, even right now, I think I ate fruit at like 2:30, and I'm still very full.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I mean, other than that, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Okay. Keep doing what you're doing. All right. So now, for some ladies, Cherie routine might sound too redundant and sound not the most funnest thing to do, but ultimately she found something that works for her. And she does experiment. Let's not get it twisted. She kind of lives her life over the course of the weekends, but Monday to Friday she's locked in. And if this is what makes her happy, then and it works, and she loses weight every single day doing it, why switch it up? You know? So what she basically did is her own variation of a meal prep. So that's why when y'all go on these programs, you work with a trainer, somebody who's not a nutritionist, somebody who's not as knowledgeable about food and all that. They're gonna tell you, hey, I want you to eat chicken, I want you to eat some broccoli, I want you to have some rice, maybe have a protein shake if you want a snack. The reason why is because they don't know, okay, you know what? They don't know how to balance out meals. And they're afraid to tell their clients, oh, I want you can have a burger, or you can have some lamb chops, or you can have a crab cake, because they don't know the science behind it. But ultimately, the thing that they do know is if I make this person eat something consistently, which means I'm not switching up any variable or factor for 4 to 5 days. No matter what happens, they're gonna get some results. Now, the question is how much. But when you're the type of person where one day I'm eating this, then one day I'm eating that, and you know what? Yeah, I did have a craving, so I ate this, and then you know what? I did go out with my girlfriends. I had a couple drinks. Then you are not being as consistent. You shouldn't expect the scale to drop 4 to 5 to 6 pounds like Cherie does. That's it. Nothing wrong with it. But just understand that the more I lock in and the more I have less fluctuations with what I'm choosing to eat, the more I should expect the scale to drop. So the funny thing is, what Cherie's doing, I'm kind of doing right now too. Every single day, because I like it, and because I'm in Maryland again. Y'all know I'm from Maryland, but I live in Houston now. I found a nice little Mexican spot that makes some great steak and eggs. That's my first meal. I'm happy with it. Now, some days for my second meal, I might switch it up. But for my first meal on the average day, that's what I'm going to get because that's what makes me happy. And I know after I have this meal, I'm not going to be hungry later during the day. Okay? So sometimes you got to understand that you have a goal in mind, and sometimes you got to sacrifice. And what Sharia is sacrificing right now is having a lot more variation with her food choices for her first meal. But you notice how she says that that's not the only thing that she eats throughout the whole entire day. She just found a snack that she likes, which is fruit, which is a better snack than anything man made. I don't care if it's protein based. You having fruit is better than you having any Quest chip, any protein bar, any protein ice cream, low carb ice cream, some candy, etc. We all know that. All right. So, Shree, good job. And that's why she's going to be in the 140s and she already lost 30 pounds.
I do want to just tell everybody I do relax on the weekend. So, but
Yeah, she do.
relax looks like I'll go to brunch, but I'm ordering, like you said, steak and eggs. Or I'll go to a Mexican place and order like the fajitas or like carne asada, but I just get just the steak, and I had a habit of asking them how many ounces it is so that I can know. Okay, I'm
I
just
messed her up,
extra,
y'all.
but so that I can portion myself without going crazy. And typically I'm full, so just so y'all know, there is some liberty there, but consistency has worked the best. That's all I want to say.
Most definitely. And Cherie, because I think we had this conversation. What is your favorite thing to order from a Mexican restaurant? Period.
Ugh, tacos, but like birria tacos or something like that, or like chicken fajita. Typically, I don't do beef, but chicken fajita or chicken nachos or something like that, fully loaded or something like that, I would order that. But I mean, a fajita on a bed of onions isn't too far from what I normally do. But I'm doing steak though now.
Now, why are you choosing not to order the chicken fajitas even though that's what you like?
Well, chicken doesn't give me enough calories for me to drop enough that for me to sustain enough. And then honestly, with chicken, it's too lean. I'm always hungry after.
So you see the mindset of why she's saying what she's saying? She didn't say chicken fajitas is a bad option. She's gonna enjoy it. But she knows for her current goal, if the whole purpose for you to lose weight, you got to essentially give your body less calories than it demands, but also stay full. And also, one thing that Sheree didn't tell y'all is she's not a big eater. If you tell her to eat one time a day, she has no problem doing that. So now, because she doesn't like eating multiple times a day, she has to eat more red meat, more beef, more lamb chops for her current goal and for her lifestyle. Now, if she was somebody like, you know what, anybody else, and they naturally want to eat 2 meals a day, now she can have the chicken fajitas because she now knows that a meal is going to be following up right after that. But if Cherie is only eating one time a day and she happens to eat her chicken fajitas and she's calling it a day, when you don't give your body enough calories, now your body's going to release cortisol. When your body releases cortisol, then that's when your cravings come. Now you're craving starches. Now you're craving sweets. Now you're craving things like that. And the scale's still not going to drop anyways. So you might as well eat. That's why I tell my clients, I'd rather you eat enough where you're going to have either leftovers after or eat enough where you know in the back of your head, if I eat this meal, I'm good for the rest of the day. Versus you having meals to just hold you over for the time now. Okay? Be mindful of that, ladies. Cool? But Sheree, great job. Keep doing your thing. Okay? Well, Tanya, I seen you parked, and after that, Lashonda. Tanya, how you been doing?
I'm doing absolutely great.
Absolutely great. I like that.
Absolutely great. Yeah, you told me to get down to 195 by tomorrow, and I'm 194 today.
Air high five.
Oh, yep.
Okay. Congratulations. Okay, so like
Thank you.
mama like daughter. Okay, so her daughter's on the program. She invited her mom, and now the mom losing weight. So amazing job, Tanya. So if you don't mind me
Thank
asking,
you.
tell
hmm
me everything that you ate and drank yesterday.
Everything that I drank in it. Okay, I told you that I like my coffee,
Totally
but I've
fine.
been going back to black. So I've been going back to black. So I'm drinking black coffee. I'm drinking the sugarless green tea. And what I ate, we went out to dinner yesterday,
Okay.
Tanisha and I. And we went to an Italian restaurant, and I started to lose it because I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to eat? And so she calmed me down. She's like, Mom, just eat. And it just so happens that I'm not hungry. So it was really my first meal of the day. So now I'm trying to figure out what to eat that's better for me. And she's like, Mom, get what you want to eat. I kind of modified it. There's a dish that I get. I think it's called chicken scaparella. So they have it in two versions. It's chicken with hot sausage, potatoes with a lemon sauce. So instead of getting it breaded and fried, I just got the chicken grilled and I asked them for the sauce on the side. They told me they couldn't do it, but then I told them have it very, 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 very light sauce. And I didn't miss everything. You know, I didn't miss anything in it. It tastes just as good. I ate half of it and was full. I was good. And we had two drinks, two tequila drinks.
And what happened to the scale the very next day?
Very next day, I dropped. I dropped.
So what did you learn about yourself after that meal?
That I can choose to eat what I want to, but I have to be cognizant of the times I eat it and the way that I eat it.
That's it. Okay? So, Tanya, I love the fact that, once again, I'm not going to lie, Tanisha put you in the fires then. So I tell all my clients the absolute worst places to go if your goal that day is to lose weight is Italian food and Asian food. Why? Because every single dish is going to come with some sauce and you can't really alter it as much. As you can see, it came with some like a lemon cream caper sauce or whatever, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And you said, hey, can I have a sauce on the side? They're always going to say, get out of my face. No.
Yep.
They're going to say that every single time.
I'll make it light.
Yeah.
So I'll make it light. No, I was like, make it very light.
Yeah. And they're always going to do that.
The bread off the table. Because you know the first thing they do is put that loaf of bread on the table. I was like, please remove the bread. And they looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, no, remove the bread. But, you know, it dropped today and I was very happy. I did my stick this morning. It was dark still. So it's moving in the right direction.
Now, let me ask you one more question. Now, you also, I noticed that you said that it came naturally fried. Why did you feel like they was going to be able to give you the same chicken grilled?
I asked.
Ladies, you see what she just did? The average person just assume they cannot manipulate their own meal. Yet you are the customer. The customer's always right. So believe it or not, majority of restaurants, and once you work in hospitality, which I did at one point in time, you're going to realize that this is what we suggest. That doesn't mean you got to get it this way. Do you see what I'm saying? So like, for instance, one of my clients went out, she was like, oh, Trey, I got some fried chicken, and at this spot, it comes with mac and cheese and yams. Like, that's the two sides that naturally comes with. I said, what other sides do they got on the menu? Oh, it got some greens, it got some green beans, it got some stuff like that. And I told her, okay, swap out the mac and cheese or the yams, whatever you choose, for the green beans or collard greens. She was like, Trey, I never did that before. I'm pretty sure they won't be able to do it. She asked them, you know what they said? Yeah, we can do that. But we just think, okay, the way it's set up, that's how it is. So either I can have it this way or I can't have it at all. Sometimes you just got to ask. Tanya asked, hey, can you put the sauce on the side? They said, basically no. Okay, that does not mean that Tanya can't have this meal. Now I just got to be a little bit more mindful with the other things. It is that simple. She still has some drinks. She told them to remove the worst offender, which was the appetizer bread. So now it's not that deep because she chose to swap out the fried chicken for grilled chicken. So now you can have a little bit more fun with the sauce because, once again, ladies, you having the sauce, which is usually fat-based, is not that bad. You mixing that sauce, which is fat-based, with something like noodles, which is carb-based. Now is that bad. But if you put fat on top of a protein, you get a steak and you put the truffle butter on top, it's not that deep. But now if you put that same truffle butter on top of a potato, it's that deep. Okay? So now, Tanya, how many hours of sleep did you get last night?
Probably about 6.
Okay. Did you work out yesterday or no? Okay.
You know, the back issues, they don't want me exercising.
Right. So how many meals did you eat yesterday?
I ate one.
Exactly. So when you only eat one time a day, ladies, you can kind of have a little bit more fun. It's that simple. And what time did you go out at this restaurant?
We went out, we probably got there maybe about 5:30, 6 o'clock.
So she ended her window early as well. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you want to have more wiggle room, ladies, if you only eat one time a day and you move and don't eat till 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10, on average, the scale is going to drop if you try to prioritize your sleep a little bit. So even like me today, I met up with some clients. We went to an Asian restaurant. We got Thai food. I didn't have Thai food in the whole entire year. So guess what I got? No, I didn't get no low carb noodles. Get out my face. I got real Thai food. But what I did was I got my drunken noodles. It comes with chicken. I said extra beef. Asked for the sauce on the side like Tanya said too. They said, sir, get out my face. Totally fine. But because I had that earlier today, if I choose to fast for the rest of the day, I can still expect the scale to drop. And I didn't eat all the noodles. I ate about 60%. Not gonna lie. I ate about 60%. I didn't clear the plate. But I ate all the protein. Do you see what I'm saying? These little decisions, what you're doing while you're at the restaurant is going to dictate if you see the scale drop or not. It's just when you go there and you say, I want to do what I want. So me and Sheree go to a Mexican restaurant. I'm eating the whole basket of queso and chips. Me and her getting 2 margaritas. We're getting the flour tortillas and the rice and beans. That's where people go wrong. Okay? Great job, Tanya. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. You killing it already. LaShonda, we already talked. We already communicating. So I want to see what happens tomorrow. But do you have any questions as of right now? Can I see your hand is up?
I just have, yes, sir, I just have one quick question. I have a request, actually. Is there any way you can do a timeline for a timeline checklist for the supplements? What to take in the morning, what to take in the afternoon, you know, the coffee no later than 2 or 3, what supplements to take at night to sleep, because I keep getting confused about what time to take what.
Do me a favor. After this call, or whenever you got the time, send me a list of every single supplement and every single thing that you would want during the day, right? Any drug, because you know caffeine is still technically a drug, just a better drug.
Right.
Every single drug and every single vitamin and mineral that you naturally would take, and I'll give you a timeline, okay? Because the only thing I'm gonna let you know right now that I can tell you off the top of my head, just for everybody else, ladies, if you're a caffeine drinker, you never want caffeine. Hard deadline, 3 p.m. Soft deadline, 2 p.m. That hour matters more than you think. Why? When you have coffee or any type of caffeine, the way it works, it blocks a receptor in your brain called adenosine. When your body receives adenosine or your brain receives adenosine, it's kind of having an account of how much activities you did during the day. So when you block the adenosine, that's when your brain starts to think, oh, okay, we are not doing as much actions as I thought. So that's why you got energy when you're drinking caffeine. But the problem is caffeine has a half-life of 12 hours. So that means if LaShonda drinks something at 2:30 that got caffeine in it, that means at 2:30 a.m., her body's still breaking down that caffeine. So when I have clients who's drinking caffeine around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and then they say, hey, Trey, I can't go to sleep. Yeah, because you got caffeine in your system. It does the total opposite of what your body's trying to do. Other than the fact that it's going to make your body start releasing or start activating your autonomic nervous system, which is your flight or fight response. That's why you got energy. Okay? So just be mindful with your caffeine. Every single supplement, vitamin, mineral that is not named magnesium glycinate and GABA and glycine, you want to take after your first meal. Okay?
What about the apple cider vinegar?
You could take, ideally, the best time for you to take apple cider vinegar is first thing in the morning or before your window. The reason being is because what the purpose of apple cider vinegar does, not only it lowers your blood pressure, not only it lowers your glucose levels, it gets your body into a fat burning state faster once you take it. But also apple cider vinegar suppresses your appetite. So usually people, you say it again?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. How much?
2 tablespoons max.
Ugh, okay.
Yeah. So dilute it with water. Put in your green tea if you want to. I take it to the head like a shot. Because if we was back in the day, we was able to take shots of Hennessy and Cavassier, you could take a shot of apple cider vinegar too. How about that? Okay. So that's what I do. But yeah, you could just dilute it if you want to. But 1 or 3 seconds of pain, it's gonna give you the benefits and expedite everything you got going on. Okay.
Okay, I'm about to get off. I have another client, a
Okay.
patient, but I just wanted to say I had the steak with the bell peppers and onions, fajita steak, skirt steak, and I had the 3 eggs. I'm still not hungry.
I know you're not. So let's see if you're gonna let's see how long it rides off. And like I told you yesterday, if you do get hungry at any time, you don't have no window today, eat. Let's see when that happens though, if it happens. Okay?
Well, and I still do the 100 grams of fruit because I got some cantaloupe that I'm gonna
But
weigh
that's what I'm
out.
saying. You can eat that. You got your max is 400 grams, like we spoke about, right? So
Right.
if you get hungry again at any time, have it. But you could have your grams of fruit anytime you want to. But you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay?
Yeah, I'm just now kind of starting to feel a little peckish, but not enough to actually eat. You know, I want a candy bar. I want my Atkins bar, but I'm not really hungry and I'm not really craving it. So I'm just kind of still working right now.
Eat the cantaloupe then, and you're gonna notice that you're not gonna be peckish anymore.
Right,
All
right.
right?
Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
I'll let you
And I
under.
had to move my time from Monday to Wednesday.
It's totally fine. Anytime works for
Okay,
me.
so I'm gonna celebrate my birthday this weekend. So I'm gonna do my best. Stay
When's
on
your
track.
what day is actually your birthday?
No, my birthday was in April, but my son was having the wisdom teeth out. I
Yeah,
couldn't
that's what I was
celebrate.
thinking. Okay, all right. So you just celebrated your birthday this week. Okay.
Correct. I'm having company coming in, so yeah.
Okay. Hey, so make sure you enjoy your weekend because you deserve it. Okay.
Well, thank you.
All
Thank
right,
y'all so
Lashonda.
much.
All right, y'all.
Bye bye.
For the first time in my entire life, you already know who I'm about to talk to. For the first time in my entire life, I see a brand new background. Raina, are you home?
Somehow I need you to say that. I turn my camera on after.
Wow. So they don't got you in the working all day long anymore, 24/7.
Actually changed jobs. I got a new job.
Oh, you got a brand new job.
Before I start another job, I technically got 2 jobs right now.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
How's life? So, ladies, this is Raina. She been on my program for almost a little bit more over a year, but she been lost her weight. She lost about 40 pounds in 2 months, and she just been maintaining. So, how you been?
I've been good. Yes, I have been maintaining. I actually had gained some weight back,
Mm-hmm.
but I know what to do. So it dropped real quick, actually. I actually ended up gaining 15 pounds back.
Mm-hmm.
Crept on me. I didn't even think I was gaining weight like that. I had actually stopped weighing myself on the scale because I was feeling the same every day and decided to get on the scale one day and was like, oh, crap. So put all those little things that you taught me. I hear you in the back of my head. Put that Starbucks down. Put that this down. Back in and I'm back down. I weighed myself this morning back down to 143.
Boom.
Came,
So here's the thing, ladies. I never want y'all to be a slave to the scale. So I love the fact that she did that, where she gave herself time to not weigh herself. I'll be honest with y'all. I weigh myself max maybe once a month because my routine is the same. You know, and it's like I don't have to weigh myself, but I'm also not a slave to the scale anymore. I'm a slave to, if anything, the mirror.
yeah.
Now, when I start noticing my clothes is getting tighter and I'm busting out the frame, then I'm like, okay, Trey, I'm not tripping. Like, I'm just not, this is not just water weight. And I know I've been having my little insomnia cookies at 1 o'clock at night, and I'm just having a little bit more drinks. It catches up to you. But I love the fact that the reason why my program is so effective is because you don't have to rely on me. All you have to do is do exactly what you did a couple months back or a couple years back. And because you know your body, what worked for you back then is going to work for you now. We just never took the time to learn about our own body types. I know if me and Tanya goes out right now and I choose to get a frozen margarita, I already know what I'm doing. Trey, expect the scale to go up. And that's my favorite. So me and Tanya was at an all-inclusive resort. She'll be like, okay. We never met. She'll be like, this is not a nutritionist. Because I'm getting the pina coladas. I'm getting the Sammy Sosa, the Hurricanes frozen. Woo! I'm having a good old time. But I also know in the back of my head, if I get the same margarita just on the rocks, I don't know why. But for my body type, my body can tolerate it better. So if I'm trying to keep it cute and trying to make sure I still keep in my weight at bay, I get on the rock drinks, even though I don't really care for that. Do you see what I'm saying? So you just got to know yourself. And that's what Raina did after a course of a year. Well, after a course of 2 months. And she kept it off for over a year plus. Okay? So Raina, I'm proud of you. And you can see she pop in and pop out anytime she wants to. We still keep her around. All right?
And I think I was laughing at, I think it was Miss Tanya. She said she was didn't want to ask, but then she asked about having the sauce on the side. People hate to see me coming in a restaurant because I'm about to rearrange your whole menu.
Your whole thing. They're like, sir, we don't even do that. But yeah, they be just getting their little that little electric machine thing. They be like, I never seen nobody do this before.
Write it down.
But if I'm paying for it, let me get what I want. You know, so people be laughing at me too now when I do that. But hey, when you got goals, these are the things that you got to do. And the worst thing that they can say is no.
Mm-hmm. And then once you get that plate, you tweak it yourself.
You tweak it yourself. Okay? So y'all going to learn these little tidbits that's going to help you keep the weight off for the rest of your life. And when the scale goes up, because it will, don't, be oblivious and think that, okay, after I hit this weight, I'm never going to see it fluctuate. It's the principle of when it fluctuates, I know exactly what to do to get it right back off. And the funny thing about my program is, Raina, this time around, when you chose and decided to lock back in, did it take longer for you to lose the weight, or did you seem like it took a little bit, it was a little bit easier for you to get it off?
Oh, it's much easier. And I also, you know me, I don't do that fasting. So I did it without the fasting.
So wait, Raina, you telling me that you did absolutely 0 48-hour fast?
Okay.
That's funny because I don't either. Do y'all see what I'm saying? When you kick your body back into that gear, you don't got to fast anymore. So every single last lady here, because y'all did a 48-hour fast and because y'all stay consistent with yourself for a course of over a month, you taught your body a lifelong skill. So you don't got to keep fasting after every single hiccup now. All you got to choose is to get back to doing what you are supposed to be doing. The reason why for some people they feel like they have to fast is because it's a mental thing. When you do that mental or when you do that fast, you're basically telling yourself, because I did this fast now, I know I have a bad relationship with food. I'm not going to have these donuts now when I just did my fast 2 days ago. It doesn't make sense. But if you're just the type of person where you can just cut things out, like I and Raina can, you don't got to fast ever again. Just stay consistent with yourself and understand what your goal is.
Can I say something about that 48-hour fast?
Talk to me.
I found it very helpful in a sense. It taught me a lot about my habits. Because I think I told you that I didn't realize I was a mindless eater, that I didn't even think about being hungry. I just ate. So when I was on that fast, in my mind, I was like, oh, I need some food. But then I had to sit and think, I wasn't even hungry.
There you go.
So now I'm recognizing that it's my head that tells me I have to eat. Sometimes it's not my stomach. And to be truly honest, most of the time it's not my stomach. So it was an enlightening experience for me. It taught me something about myself.
Right. And the reason why is because for some people, food makes their reward centers go off. Just like for some people, alcohol. Like for some people, smoking. It's the same thing. Your body's still releasing the exact same hormones. Question is, what did you tie what action for your body to release these hormones? For some people, it's gambling. But it's the same thing when it's all said and done. The funny thing is, food is just more accessible. You know? So I bought this for the first time in my life. It's pretty decent, but these are protein pretzels. I don't care for this. But if I go to the store and get them the honey pretzel twists, y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, if I had that in my house, I know for 100% fact that whole family size bag will be gone in less than 24 hours. I know that about myself. That's why I don't have it in my house. But now, if me and Raina is having a quote unquote cheat day and it's a Saturday, and I choose to buy my pretzel sticks as my cheat meal, it's not that deep because this is my cheat that I'm choosing to have. I just find better cheats. My cheat is I like to go to the movie theaters, get my little medium popcorn. No, I'm not going to get a small container. And yes, I am going to put all the butter I want in it. And that's my cheat. Now I got something to look forward to every single weekend. You do it once, it's not that deep. You do it twice, it will be that deep. So that's why I tell y'all, plan out your cheats. I don't want you to tell yourself, I am not going to cheat. Because sooner or later, you're going to cave. Question is, when? You can't go cold turkey with things like that. That's why some people, when they stop trying to smoke cigarettes, they get a nicotine patch. Or for some people that are trying to stop smoking, they choose to start drinking or start vaping. But at the end of the day, you got to wean off your vice. And that's why I don't tell y'all, hey, stop having cookies. I tell y'all get better cookies. I don't tell y'all stop having cereal ice cream. I tell y'all how to get better quality ice cream. And then sooner or later, you can just stop doing it because you just don't crave it anymore. But you still got to go through that process or that withdrawal. Okay? All right. But thank you for chiming in, Tanya and Raina. Okay? Dominique, how you doing?
Oh, sorry. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I see you raise your hand. Do you got a question?
I have a lot of questions.
Talk to me.
So many. Okay. And also, I really appreciate everyone. Everyone just. I like what you said, Tanya, about mindless eater. That was like, okay, light bulb. You know. Okay. So the first question I have is vitamin gummies and weed gummies, right? Which I take both. Sometimes take it to go to sleep. Sometimes I'll take it, just like my regular vitamin gummies, right? The vitamin gummies I have meet your standard when it comes to the sugar versus carbohydrates versus fat. So it's not close to 10 or 15 in any way. It's like maybe like closer to like 2. I think it was like 2 or 3 grams. Do I take that? Do I take those only during my time, or can I take it at night or in the morning?
Vitamins?
You buy the vitamins and the weed gummies.
Okay, so the vitamin gummies, first off, vitamins are cofactors, which
Okay.
means in addition to.
Okay.
Okay? So
Yeah.
if you're taking something in addition to, but you don't give the thing that it needs, doesn't really matter. So you choosing to give your body some vitamin gummies, but didn't eat food yet, like an actual meal, it's kind of like you put brand new oil in the car, but no gas.
Gotcha.
Can the car go?
No.
All you literally did is made expensive urine.
Gotcha.
Body can't do nothing with it. But now if you eat, then take your vitamin gummies. I don't care if it's 4 hours removed from your first meal. Your body can do something with it. Okay? Now when it comes to your weed gummies, and by the way, ladies, I do not judge, right? And here's the things. That helps you go to sleep, right? So I would say take your weed gummies, closer to bedtime.
Okay.
It's not that deep.
And that's okay that it's out of my window, even though it's like physical something?
So here's the thing. Because it's outside your window, does it technically breaks a fast? Yes. But in the grand scheme of things, will something like that, so minute, going to inhibit you from losing a pound on the scale? No. Or you losing weight at that matter? No. When I make y'all follow window, ladies, it's just make you be intentional with all the extra little things that you would naturally do if you wasn't following the window. If I allowed you to eat ad libitum or anytime during the day. Just like Tanya. Tanya realized, wow, I'm not hungry, but because I see food, I want food. Because that's a part of her schedule. That's a part of her conditioning. Because she's been doing it for X amount of time. So now if you're having some weed gummies, but you're fully aware that's outside your window, but you also know these are better quality, and these are not the weed gummies that's got 25 grams of sugar in it, because believe it or not, I've seen some that's like that, then you can have it. Because ultimately it's going to help you do another thing that's going to help you lose fat, which is sleep. So look at the grand scheme of things. That's why I tell some of my clients who are workout junkies, oh, you can have a energy drink outside your window. Oh, Trey, got 10 calories. Are you sure? Yeah. Because you're about to work out. It's not that deep. But when I have a woman that says, hey, Trey, I like to drink 2 Celsius just to type away on my computer all day long, you don't need an energy drink. Drinking coffee. You're not doing any action for you to need that energy drink. But you could have got it for free and stay in a fat burning state, such as coffee or green tea. You're getting the same caffeine. You don't need no pre-workout. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. Good question.
And then the other question I had is, okay, the issues I have is stress. I remember I was talking to you about it earlier this week, like it's been really bad. But I after you talked to me the past 2 days, I have been focusing on just doing my window and eating what you told me to eat, It's just more so of I'm trying to understand the mindset that these ladies have developed. It's just I'm trying to figure out another way of like not feeding into the stress eating. Because if I can cut out stress eating, literally that was like my biggest issue. It's always the craving of sugar when I'm stressed. And since I did the fast, I noticed that now. I can get through, let me explain, I can get through 2 days of fasting, no breaks, I killed it, right? Even this past week, I did a 1 day fast, I killed it. But it's like, oh God, this just happened to me, I need to eat something. It's, oh God, this just happened. So I'm trying to figure out like the best way to like, kind of like, what can I do in that moment so I don't want to reach for the food again, if that makes sense.
So you know what? I love how you basically set that question. In order for you to fix anything, you gotta be aware and you gotta get to the root. So if you don't mind me asking, like I'm your therapist, because by the way, I'm about 80% of these women's therapists.
Okay.
Why are you stressed?
I feel like it's more so of just like my market, and like I'm in Florida, I'm a photographer, so it's like my market keeps going up and down, up and down. Like sometimes I'll have like luxury clients and sometimes I'll have not so luxury clients, but it's just the stress of like trying to maintain it all. Plus, similar to what you said earlier, I have ADHD. So if I'm like, let's say I'm working all day, my brain is gonna be like, where the heck is the dopamine, bro? Where is dopamine? All I'm thinking about is work. I need dopamine. So that's why like I try to work out as much as I can, because working out helps with that. But on days where I have to get into adult mode, the nitty gritty, that's where the stress comes.
Okay.
And I noticed that,
So I'm glad that you said that. There's 2 things I'm gonna recommend for you to do. Okay? If you're somebody who is just wired to like be overly active, here's a supplement I want you to start considering getting. And some of my clients are already familiar with this. And this is called GABA.
Okay.
Okay? So now I'm going to show you one. If you are somebody who knows that you run hot basically all day long, then you might want this GABA right here. Boom. Okay?
Okay.
GABA stands for gamma aminobutyric acid. This is a neurotransmitter that your body needs and it naturally makes in the gut that starts shutting your brain down. Okay? But when you're dealing with gut issues, you're dealing with digestive help sometimes, and you're trying to get your life together, your body's not making this as much. So that's why your brain sometimes try to overcompensate with that with more dopamine. But we get more dopamine from things that we know taste amazing. Sugar.
Yes.
See what I'm saying? Because now when your body gets the dopamine, now it can make the GABA. But if you just give your body straight to the source, which is the GABA, doesn't need that dopamine or that craving that you're looking for. See what I'm saying? So you can get some GABA, but also Dominique, what I would love for you to try for the next couple of days, if you ever can get your hands on it, my clients already know, matcha green tea. And no, not the matcha green tea from Starbucks. That is not matcha green tea. You played yourself. Real matcha green tea. If you're saying, hey, Trey, okay, well, I've seen this before. What brand? The brand I usually pick up is this. Okay? But
Yeah.
essentially, any matcha green tea is fine. Make sure it's just ceremonial matcha green tea, and that's gonna be the best quality one. I'd be picking up this one too, but you see, it's a little bit more expensive. So just get the one that fits your budget. Let's be honest. Matcha
That's
green tea is green
fine.
tea, but what matcha green tea has, it got a catechin in it that also makes your body produce GABA naturally. So you're just gonna notice if you drink this in the morning. Because by the way, Dominique, I haven't been diagnosed to have ADHD. I think I got ADHD too. Cause I can't sit my butt down nowhere. I know that by myself. I've been always been like that. So if I drink matcha green tea, I'm more even keeled. I am more chill, and I can have the worst day in life, and I just be relaxed. My mind don't be going too crazy. The days that I'm just drinking nothing but caffeine and feeding to my problems, eating that banana nut loaf bread that I love from Starbucks, getting my white chocolate frappuccino, I'm everywhere. I know that.
And is it? Do I have it before I have my pre-workout, or do I just don't? I just take it after the pre-workout,
If you
like later
choose
in the
to get
day.
the matcha green tea, that is the absolute best pre-workout and the healthiest pre-workout you can put inside your body. It is healthier than coffee. It is healthier than any pre-workout that is artificial or man-made. Matcha green tea, you're gonna get the exact same benefits, and now you're gonna realize after your workout, you just feel like you're on a high, but a natural
Oh,
high.
okay.
Okay, so
I'm gonna
once
be.
again, it's all about natural supplements: matcha green tea and GABA. Okay, now Dominique, because I also know this about you too. Because you're always working, it's hard for you to go to sleep.
Yeah.
So in that case, what I would tell you to get, if you're ready, if you're taking a supplement or a GABA supplement with the give me one second, y'all. All right, boom. So yeah, if y'all taking a GABA supplement with the hopes of going to sleep sooner than later, this is the one that you want. Okay? Because now not only is giving you the same L-theanine, remember, L-theanine is the same thing from matcha green tea. That's going to help shut your brain off. It got the GABA. It's going to shut your brain off. It also got 5-HTP. What does that stand for, ladies? That stands for the tryptophan that gets converted into serotonin. You already know serotonin is the feel good hormone. But the irony is, after your body produces serotonin, it converts that to melatonin. So now it's gonna be easier for you to fall asleep because you took this. So if you're somebody that you know that like life be life in, and you might just want something to like calm you down midday, you just want regular GABA. Okay. So I got this in my house. This is the facts acting ones. Or if you want the pill version, this one. But if you want something you want to turn your brain off at night because you're probably thinking, oh man, you know what, I didn't send out that email. Oh, you know what, now I feel like I want to just clean the house like you're Mary Poppins at midnight. You need this one,
Okay.
okay? And this one's gonna help you sit down, and you're gonna realize you're just not overthinking things. Anxiety means you are overthinking about the future, and depression means you're overthinking about the past. This is gonna help both. Period. Okay?
Okay. Thank
All right.
you.
Good question, Dominique. Um, you have any other questions?
Let me check. I wrote everything down. Oh, okay. One cheat meal, one day, right? Just wanted to make sure for the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all.
So when it comes to the cheat meal, you know what? And I want to speak to somebody. Raina, are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Dominique. Dominique is a person who's been on a hot tear in the beginning, right? And she's still on a hot tear, you know? It's just life gets to life in. And I feel like y'all kind of got similar lifestyles, right? So when you were at one point in time, I remember you was craving sugar hard. What did you do to kind of mitigate that?
Did you tell me to do? Get the quest chips.
You said what?
Get the quest chips.
Okay, now Raina, what did you do?
I ate the fruit.
Yeah, what?
What I want.
You're breaking up a little bit.
I can put my finger down. I ate what I wanted. So if I was craving cake, I would eat cake, but I was adjusting it. I was not eating
Like I wasn't going out and buying a box of cake mix and making a full cake the right way. I was changing my ingredients up, switching it up, and making it more protein based as much as possible if I could. It wasn't the greatest tasting, but sometimes it did the trick.
So,
Yeah, I tried to do that last week with pizza. I don't know if you guys saw it online, but there's like a turkey pizza going viral right now. It don't taste good.
No, where they take the crust out of the turkey.
Yeah, it's not.
I've done all of that little cheat stuff that you've seen on Instagram. I've tried it. That making that bread out of the cream cheese, and I've done all of those. And you might as well just eat what you want to eat. Just do it.
thank you.
And and then figure out how to tailor yourself around after you've done what you've done, and just don't go overboard.
So let's say, for example, today I'm stressed. I'm craving like cake. I eat the cake today, and then the next day I fast. How would I go back to like where I was at?
Raina, if you was her, answer that direct question. If you are craving cake today, knowing the Raina that I know, how would you maneuver throughout the course of this day for the rest of the day?
I would eat my cake, but then I wouldn't eat. I'd probably constrict myself at that point. Wouldn't eat much the rest of the day, and if I did, it would be meat, something protein, more protein than anything else. I've noticed if I eat, so like this morning I had the steak and eggs that I always have. I usually skip over the hash browns and the biscuits and the gravy. For the past few times that I have had that steak and eggs, I'll eat the hash browns, but it's because I've had so much protein, it overrides the carbs for the most part. I'm still able to lose the weight. So the same thing with the cake. If I eat the cake, I just make sure I pick up my protein intake at that point, kind of override what I know I did wrong.
Okay, perfect.
Now,
So I also cheat. I make my cake. I literally take the cake mix out of the box, mix it with an egg, and that's my cake. Like I don't add the oil. Yeah, I kind of modify things as much as I can.
You make your own cake. I'm talking about going to public, but you make your own cake. So
Well, no, I do like a little 5-minute something in the microwave because I want that quick little fast chocolate flavor for the most part. I'll take that cake mix, dump it in there with a little bit of water, and I'll throw 2 eggs in there because I call myself adding extra protein at that point. And then I'll throw some chocolate chips on it and skip the frosting. So I'll modify it, but I'm still having cake. It's still got that same cake flavor. Yeah.
So here's the thing, Dominique, and that's why I wanted you to hear from a vet. Once again, she lost 40 pounds in 2 months. How many times did you work out, Raina? She didn't work out to this day. I know she don't work. She don't work out. That's not her jam. It's fine. Not everybody's made to be a gym girly, but she still lost 40 pounds in 2 months. But you know what she did? Instead of she telling herself, "I cannot have the cake," she's telling herself, what can I do to make this cake better? Sacrifice. Dominique is telling herself, if I want this cake, I'm going to have the cake that I really, really want. And then I'm going to starve myself the very next day. That's a recipe for disaster. No pun. So that's why what Raina realized, what a lot of us realize, is when you're craving something specific, you are just thinking about the thing that you're talking about, Publix cake, because you taught yourself, hey, this is convenient and it's right there. You condition yourself for that. But now, if you really want that cake, your body just wants the taste, the feeling. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. So now, if you took the time, like Raina said, hey, you know what? I know I want cake, but, or you know what? In my case, I like ice cream. Cold Stone is right down the street. I don't know why they did that to me. In fact, I'm back in Laurel visiting my parents, and I know that Cold Stone's right there, less than 5 minutes away. But because I know I got goals, I'm gonna feel some form of resistance when I tell myself, hey, you know what? That Target is down the street, and that Target got that Nick's ice cream. Notice how I didn't say I'm not gonna have the ice cream.
Yeah.
It's the type of ice cream that I'm picking up that matters the most. Opposed to you saying, hey, it's easy for me to just get the Cold Stone, so I'm just go ahead and get my Cold Stone, gotta have it, add a little bit of chocolate chips to it, with my chocolate sprinkles, extra graham crackers with some whipped cream. You see how I know my order. But when I get the Knicks and I start taking my scoops, I realize that I actually get rid of that sweet tooth. but I did it the smarter way. That's just what I naturally wouldn't do naturally. That's all I want you to understand. So make it hard for yourself to have what you really want, but still get what you want. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
So try that.
Can you help me with one little thing though? I'm still
Talk
trying
to
to
me.
figure out this whole bread situation. So I got the tortillas down. I know what's the better tortilla at this point. The one thing I have not been able to convince myself to go full in on is bread yet.
Okay, why?
Because I know that's not gonna work for me. I just know my body. I know bread, and I know when I gain weight, especially with this 15 pounds that I had gained back, or 13, whatever it was that I gained back and then lost again, it went straight to my stomach. So I know I gained weight first in my stomach.
That's bread.
I think it's back to that mental thing that I always had: bread, carbs. I just refuse to let myself do it.
Okay.
So I might, if I break down and eat, because peanut butter and jelly is kind of my thing too at nighttime. I do the PB, whatever that powdered peanut butter is. I do that. I do the sugar-free jelly. But if I do break down and do it, I'll do it on a cracker because I'm afraid to eat a piece of bread.
So, okay, understandable. By the way, a cracker
I know.
is
I know.
bread.
I know. But for some reason, it just doesn't feel as much carb filled as a thick slice of bread.
Okay, so
Okay, I know.
instead of you over there eating cracker PB and J's, why not just get this bread right here that also got more fiber in it than any cracker you could touch?
Okay.
Let's.
I tried one keto bread once and it was horrible.
But that okay. So you see what you did? You tried one, and then you said all is horrible.
No, I just said that one was horrible. I don't even think I've ever seen this brand, so I'm gonna have to do some digging for that one.
Look for a husband. Guess you're gonna find a husband.
Yeah. Oh,
Probably just not gonna be at that club you go to every single Saturday. You see what I'm saying? So if you want something specific, ladies, that's what I'm saying. Low carb bread near me. Now look at the option. Look, Hawaiian keto right here, Carbonite right here, Dave's Killer Bread, but we already know if you paid attention to the label, it's not really low carb, but they're gonna give you the options, right? Now, I had a client earlier, she was like, hey Trey, I really miss hoagie rolls. So you know what we did together, which is why it's in my recents? Low carb, what do you see right there? Hoagie roll near me. Guess what? It exists. So
yeah,
you,
I did that for the hot dog buns too, but that does not taste like bread.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's why sometimes you got to really just try. So what I really do is I try about 4 to 5 breads, and now I stick to the one I like. The reason why I keep saying the Nature's Own is first off, if you grow up in a black household, you seen Nature's Own before. It's just gonna be the honey wheat or the wheat one. True or false?
Right.
Okay, cool. So now I realized that okay, I'm familiar with this brand. Now they got a keto version, and now I tried multiple ones. I love this one, right? But guess what? Because I tried it, I don't care for this. But you know what I do care for when it comes to hamburger buns? Sola hamburger buns.
Okay.
But I would never come to that conclusion if I never tried.
Oh, and
But,
it's at Walmart.
but you know I don't. Yeah. But you know I don't care for Sola's hot dog buns. But you know what I do care for? 647 hot dog buns. So what am I showing you?
Options.
Options. But in order for you to have options, you gotta try.
Okay.
Okay? And you can't be afraid of it. Alright? So I know for a fact, for me personally, I like these wraps, which is low carb tortilla wraps, over the ones that everybody know, the Mission ones.
The mission.
I know that. So I never had Mission in my house. But guess what? Let's say I want street tacos that day. You know what I do like? I like the corn Mission tacos. But I only know this information because I kept experimenting and found
It
something
does
that I
say
like.
$17 for a
No,
paper
don't
towel.
believe this. It's Amazon crazy, and Amazon got third parties. Honestly, this is about $3. I don't know this. I'm just showing. Don't worry about the prices, y'all, because these prices not. This is not $5.
I
It's
know
like
it,
$3.
it gets a little pricey to eat better sometimes, but Jesus.
It's not. It's not. Trust me. Usually, matter of fact, just so you said that, let me look at it. Let me see what they're talking about. This is for yeah.
For
They
like multiple packs, I hope.
and here's one thing. I'm glad that you said that because here's one thing I want y'all to pay attention to too, ladies. This is their store. What does this look like? Is this mission? So some people resell
They're drop shipping.
products. So that's why what I want y'all to do when y'all picking up things, cause I know a lot of y'all the queens of Amazon. Please, when you're buying supplements and vitamins, cause some of y'all do that too, I know that. Once you see something that you're interested in, see what else they sell. Cause then you're gonna realize, oh, this is not even the person who sells this stuff. It's a third party vendor. Do you see what I'm saying? So just make sure you line it up. So all the things that I tell y'all to get, like one the best vitamin supplement, or that I think one of the best vitamin companies is Solgar. So if I click on Solgar, I better see Solgar as the title when I visit the store. And guess what you see? Solgar. They're not selling a whole lot of different vitamins. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
All right. So yeah, definitely had the bread, Raina. You had ice cream yet?
Oh, that ain't ask me.
Ladies, you see that she had no problem eating ice cream, but she's afraid of bread.
That one ice, what is it? Not the next, the other one.
Halo Top, Enlightened. Um,
I forgot. It comes in a box. It's usually like 4 of them in a box at the bar. I can't find the vanilla
pro-
ones anymore. It's all dark chocolate now. But
oh, it's probably
yeah.
the keto ones. It says keto.
No, I don't think it. Maybe it is next.
Might
I
be
don't know.
next.
It's in a box, but it's the best one I found so far, and I like it. And yeah, I was eating a lot of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna share
But
my
I
screen one more
wasn't gaining
time.
any weight, so that's why I stick with that one.
So, ladies, yeah, if you are an ice cream fiend like I am, Nick's ice cream.
It does say keto on the front of it.
Yeah, I knew you was talking about that. I knew you was talking about this. This, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's cool, but Halo Top, but Nick's. Nick's is the best ice cream to me. Okay, so try that out if you really like some ice cream. And as long as you don't eat the whole entire pint in one day, you can expect the scale to drop.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. But other than that, before I let everybody go, do anybody got any other questions? Speak now, forever hold your peace. All right. So other than that, ladies, I want y'all to have a great weekend. And what I want y'all to remember is there's no such thing as a bad food. It's about the quality and how it's prepared that makes it bad. That's why it's so imperative for y'all to read the label, because now you're gonna see that if you want some mayo and it got soybean oil as the first ingredient, even though it's mayo, that is totally different from mayo with the avocado is the first ingredient. You just want more natural things. That's why I read the label. Okay? So do not be afraid of anything. If you want a cookie, have a cookie. Just try to get the better quality one. And then on the cheat day, which every single last person here has access to have one at least a week. If you want to have a regular cookie or a random cookie on a random Tuesday and Wednesday, okay, maybe it should be the better one. Maybe it should be a Quest one. Maybe it should be an Enlightened one, right? But now if it's a Saturday and the Great American Cookies is really calling your name, allow yourself to have it. It's not that deep. It's when you choose to allow it to spill over to the very next day. That's when it gets that deep. Okay? All right. But other than that, I'll see you on Tuesday and enjoy y'all weekend. All right, ladies.